Another day, another video. This time it is all of my November empties. So let me just lay this out in front of me in different categories so I can categorize it for you. And then we'll get into this because yeah. So first category I'm gonna go in is liquids or like drinks. And I just have 3 empties. The first one is the Liquid IV Popsicle Flavor Firecracker. Y'all know I love this. This is tried and true. I will continue to repurchase. This one is currently on pause from Subscribe and Save because I'm trying to try other flavors and give other things a chance. But this is number 1. This will forever be my top flavor from Liquid IV. Next is 2 variety packs from Craft Mix. The first one is the lemonade variety pack, and the second one is the regular variety pack. I prefer the lemonade variety pack over this one, just because I literally love every single one of these flavors. They're really so good. Like, I would continue to repurchase. This lemonade variety pack is on Subscribe and Save and comes, I think, once a month. I don't really drink juice, so this is now my juice. Versus I canceled the Subscribe and Save over this one, the regular variety pack, which has like the blood orange Mai Tai, passion fruit Paloma, mango margarita, and strawberry mule. Because again, I don't drink. I wouldn't really use this unless I was going to an event. So this would serve its purpose going to an event. However, once the holiday's over, nobody's really traveling. So that's my thought. But the lemonade one, love. Absolutely love. Next, I'm gonna go to my vitamins because most of them y'all already know because I talk about it all the time. And so I have 3 vitamins I finished. I finished the Vital Source Nutrition Hawaiian Pineapple. Love this. Can definitely tell the difference when I don't use it versus when I do. I would continue to repurchase this. I just learned that they have this in pill form if you don't want to take it in gummies form. I just prefer gummies because I don't know how to swallow pills. So absolutely love this, and it does work down there. So the night dancers were accurate. Next, the chlorophyll gummies. I feel like when I don't take either of these, I can definitely tell a difference in my body. This one is from MV Cure chlorophyll gummies. This comes in a 2-pack. I go through a 2-pack every 2 months. This is also on Subscribe and Save. Absolutely love this. I believe people do chlorophyll droplets in their water. I just prefer the gummies. Like, let's just eliminate that. And then the last vitamins that I finished was the Ollie Women's Multivitamins. This one is on Subscribe and Save as a backup to my Multi Plus Probiotic, I believe. Prebiotic plus probiotic vitamins. So if I can't get that on Amazon, they send this one. I like both of them. This one has biotin, folic acid, A, C, D, E, and BS vitamins. So I will continue to subscribe and save for this. Let me know if there's any other Ollie vitamins that are good for you to take on a daily basis, especially if like any of my other vitamins cover up the vitamins that the Women's Multi give you. Now, moving on to hair care. I only have 3 items that I finished. The first one is the For You Leave-In Curl Cream. All of these hair care products I would definitely repurchase, so let's get out that way. As well as, I don't think I would subscribe and save any of these, but I would definitely repurchase. So yeah, the For You Leave-In Curl Cream by Tia. Absolutely love this. This works for my 4C hair. I literally used it up. There's nothing in there. I use this as a leave-in before getting out the shower. I always apply my leave-in conditioners before. And it worked perfectly fine. Leaves my hair moisturized. I don't know if it really smooths frizzes because I typically keep my hair in twists, as you can see. But yeah, I just really like this product. Like that it is versatile. This I think works for 3B to 4C hair, so like that. And I would continue to repurchase. Next is the Flawless Defining Curl Cream. This is absolutely amazing. This is what it looks like. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I would continue to repurchase this. This one was my favorite out of the Defining Curl line. Next, I finished the Shea Moisture Power Green shampoo. I definitely love the Shea Moisture line. This is a tried and true line for me. I always seem to go back to it. I like that this has moringa and avocado. I typically use this as my second shampoo. I go in with a scalp or clarifying shampoo, and then I go in with a hydrating shampoo. So absolutely love this. Would continue to repurchase, and there's nothing bad to say about this. Next, I'm going into my miscellaneous category, and I only got 3 items. One is the Downy Light Ocean Mist and Wash Scent Booster. Absolutely like this one. I love a good ocean smell. Like, I love being near a body of water. It brings me calmness, so I really did like this. Do I have a preference over this one and the lavender one that I typically got? No, I really don't. But it's still a good one and would be on the repurchase list. Next, my Casetify case. You know, it is just tore up. Like, no. And this is what I mean. I love the ocean. Like, I have a phone case that was about the ocean. I love the color blue. Most of the stuff I have is blue. Like, I just love that. So, this case is done. Casetify's case are always fantastic. I've loved them, used them for years. I typically use them on both of my phones, but moving forward, I might just use it on my cell phone and not my iPod, because I just feel like every time I use it on my iPod, the Casetify case, after a couple years, it goes like this. So, because I believe I bought that last year, since I have not bought any phone cases this year. Next, you don't have the sticker, but I finished the Febreze plugins Ocean Smell. Love this. Would repurchase. This is currently on Subscribe and Save. I have one refill that is just waiting to be used, so this will definitely need to be ordered soon because I use 2 plugins. I have one upstairs and one downstairs. So yeah, and this one comes in a pack of 3-pack, so I typically order every 2 months when I get it on Subscribe and Save. Now, moving over to my Bodycare and my Haircare. November, I don't feel like I really took care of myself, both physically and mentally. I spent a lot of days just like tired, but in the swing of things. So normally I have a lot more products, but this month or last month, it's just gonna be less because yeah, I just wasn't into doing my whole routines constantly. Because if you know me, you know I love a good routine. So let's start with Bodycare. First, I have two Bioma products. I have the Bioma Hydrating Body Lotion and the Bioma Smoothing Body Polish. I need to try this product again, repurchase it, because this is supposed to smooth out your bumpy, rough skin, and most of my bumpy, rough skin is on my inner thighs. And like I just mentioned, I really wasn't taking care of myself in the month of November, even though ironically it was my birthday month. I still just was like struggling. So I need to repurchase this to try it on my inner thighs and see if it truly works. Otherwise, this was a good product. I also use exfoliating gloves, so I felt like I had to use more of this whenever I used my exfoliating gloves, but then when I used it with my hands, I didn't have to use as much. So that's one drawback, is when I use my gloves, I have to use a lot more and feel like I'm wasting to get that lather. And then also they recommend using this first before using your body wash or like washing up, and that was another step that I kept forgetting. I would use this secondary after washing, so I don't know if that also made a difference, or will make a difference in the future. So I'm going to try this product again. I have mixed feelings about it, but one of the products I did love was the Bioma Hydrating Body Lotion. I am currently using the body wash of this, and Bioma's hydrating line is top tier. I absolutely love this. This is my first time trying this. I would continue to repurchase the hydrating body lotion, as well as possibly put it on subscribe and save. This one, they say on Amazon, when you look it up, it's like a body butter, but then when you look at the packaging, it says body lotion. I don't know, but I did try their brightening lotion, and I definitely prefer the consistency of this, and love this. Like, yeah. And then it didn't really, none of these products ever really had a smell to me, so that's also a great thing, that it's not a strong fragrance. It could possibly be fragrance free. Next, I finished the Urban Hydration Renew and Restore Vanilla Bubble Bath Body Breakout Clearing. I have a little, but we're just gonna toss this. I definitely enjoyed this. This lasted me maybe 3 or 4 bubble baths. I don't suffer with like needing body, like I don't suffer with body acne. So I wasn't using it more for the body breakout clearing. I was using it more for the smell. It just also did not like foam up or like as much as I would like it to. So if you like minimum bubbles, I would recommend this. I added more bubbles to it. I mixed 2 bubble baths to get as much bubbles as I wanted. However, using this, I felt like my skin was hydrating once I got out of the bath, especially because like whenever I do bubble baths, I sit in my bubble bath for at least an hour. Like I'm either reading, like I'm sitting in there because I turn my bubble bath all the way to the hottest setting because I love hot water. And so until the water turns cold, I'm normally sitting in there, or I'm realizing I've sat in the tub for at least an hour. And most of those times, whenever I get out, like I feel like my skin is dry, but not with this bubble bath product. Next, I finished the Spongeables Petty Scrub and a Sponge Ocean Breeze. This works for 20+ washes. As y'all know, I get this on subscribe and save every month, and that's when I toss it out because, yeah, I just feel like if you wash yourself once a day, every day, that's at least 30 washes. I'm not using a sponge for 2 months straight. Like, you know how much bacteria that could be? But I also do need to try other scents from this, but I do like it. This is what it looks like. Next, I finished a foot mask. This is a vitamin mask, ultra peeling exfoliating foot mask. I have mixed feelings about this one. It was great and really worked. Like, when it finally worked, like, it was amazing. But it took forever. I think I put this mask on like November 15th or 16th, and then Thanksgiving Eve is when the foot mask started to work. So the packages says it's going to take 3 to 7 days to work. Mine took almost like 10 days to work, and that might be because I use this every night in the shower. But I don't know. I wasn't home for Thanksgiving, so I was a little irritated that it took almost 10 days to start peeling, because I wasn't in my house. I was in somebody else's house. So that night that I really saw that it started peeling and was like a lot, I spent a good 10 minutes in the bathroom just peeling all of my dead skin off. They did make my feet smooth afterwards, so this was great about it. But for me, it's just like, why did it take so long? Why did it take almost 10 days? So I'm gonna try this again. This came in a pack, I think of like 3 or 4. I'm gonna try it again. But if the next time I try it and it takes more than the 7 days that it says, I might not repurchase, just because I can't deal with potentially being traveling while having a foot mask on, and it peels like while I'm on a trip. Next, I finished the Secret pH balancing deodorant. There ain't much to say. Deodorant is deodorant to me. I will take a deodorant that is mainly antiperspirant and has aluminum in it. I know that we should have non-aluminum in our deodorant, but it just doesn't work as well as the other ones. So I'm going to continue using it, and there isn't much to say. This was like a travel size. The next product I'm gonna mention is Bodycare, but also skincare, because I use it both places. So I'm gonna use this as a segue into my skincare. I finished 2 of the T.N. Dickinson Witch Hazel cloth. This comes in a 4-pack. I typically go through this every 3 months. I use this on both my face as well as my underarms once I get out the shower, my down there area. Like, I just love this. So yeah, so I use this for multiple areas, multiple places, multiple things, and I don't even sometimes bother with even using my micellar water for my face because I have this. But I love this. This will be a tried and true. We constantly repurchase, and I just love it. I don't know what else to say. Next, we're going in with the First Aid Beauty Facial Radiance Pads. This comes in 60 pads. I enjoyed it. I felt like for the facial pads, they should be a little bit bigger. Because if it's supposed to be for your face, we got a lot of face space over here, okay? So I like that it's small for like people who have smaller faces, but I got a big old head. I got a big head. So I had to use like 2 or 3 pads every time I was using this for my face. So that was the only drawback for me, is because the girl got a fat face, so she had to use more of these, which meant less. It would last. And this, yeah, comes with 60 pads. Also, all of the products that I'm mentioning will be in my Amazon storefront, link in bio. And yeah, Next, I finished the Juno Skin Clean 10 Cleansing Balm. I get it. I get it. I've seen so many people talk about this, so many ads, so many different things. Like, I've seen it all over social media about this. I eventually finally tried it. This lasted me, I think, a good 3 months. Like, a little goes a long way, and there's like so much space in here. Like, I don't know, there's a lot. And my lighting situation is being stupid today, so I apologize. But this was just an amazing product. However, I don't like, again, and I say this every time, and the reason why I keep buying cleansing balms is because I know there are people out there who like cleansing balms. So I want to try everything and give y'all the 411. But I do not like cleansing balms. I just feel like if there's a cleansing balm that has a packaging where I don't have to dip my fingers in every single time, I will then be converted to cleansing balms. I just don't like the idea of typically dipping my hands back in here when I have makeup on. I'm the type of person who wears my makeup, I would say, half of the year. So half the year I'm sticking my hands in here, then this becomes either brown or pink depending on like if I'm wearing blush or just foundation that day. So like then it's brown in here, and then I don't just like it. I don't like it. But whenever I'm barefaced like today and I dip my fingers in here just to like clean my face off, I'm fine with it. It's the days that I wear makeup where I prefer a cleansing oil over a cleansing balm. But for the price and how much you get, Juno Skin, you are that girl. Next, this one, this is so sad. This was my last one. This is the Abreus Radiance Detoxifying Charcoal Mask. This is the brand from one of my very, very good friends that I met in college when I went to Chabot. I've been to like 4 or 5 different colleges in California, taking different classes, different places. And when I was initially interested in criminal justice is when I met her. We took a class together. Her name is Rachel. And so this was her brand. She came out with a skincare line, and she had a bunch of face masks. And I like would stock up and buy it. And then I think a couple years ago she shut down her skincare company. And this was like the last mask of hers, and I was holding on for dear life. I did not want to use it because I was like, this is my friend's brand that I'll never be able to, pick up again. But all things must come to an end, sadly, and this is done. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I've been harassing her to remake it and come out with it again. Next is the Glossier birthday Dotcom. It says a universal skin salve. I don't know what that means. I just used this on my lips. I like the flavor. Glossier knows what it's doing. And there isn't much to say about this. Like, I would repurchase this. And I've been trying to find the link on Amazon for this, and I can't. So I might have to go through Glossier itself. And I wish there was like a different applicator. Like the idea of pushing it up and either putting it on my lip from this part or with my finger is not my favorite application method. But Glossier, you did your thing on this one. Next, I have a couple masks. I have the Vitamask Evening Goggle Eye Mask. I thought this was a cute concept. It literally covers all of the whole eye area, and that's one of the things I figure with eye masks that I really don't like is like yes, you're covering under eyes, but like, what about up here between my brows and my eyes? Like, what about that space? So I loved how this was overall just like all over here, as well as I could wear this with my glasses and not be afraid of it moving or budging. So this definitely will be a repurchase. This will definitely could be a subscribe and save if I wore eye mask on like a daily or weekly basis. Now the Sephora Quenching and Plumping Effect face mask. I did enjoy this. It comes in a kit. My friend got it for us and brought it with us when it was her birthday in August, and we just never had a self-care night. So then I just kept it and decided to use it on my birthday night, and I enjoyed it. I believe the Sephora collection line is a great line, especially when they have their Sephora sales and you can buy these even more on a discounted rate. So there isn't much to say to the Sephora collection face mask. Did I feel like it was quenching and plumping? I don't know if I felt the plumping effect, but I did feel the quenching because that mask was done right after this charcoal mask. I try to typically either double moisturize or double mask when I do a charcoal mask. I typically like to double mask when I do a charcoal mask because I have dry skin, and so I know that the charcoal mask, detoxifying mask, could dry out my skin further. So that's why I go in with a hydrating face mask, or I typically double up on my toner and moisturizer. So that's my thoughts on this. And then the last item is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. This is a sample size. This lasted me a good 2 weeks. I think I did this pretty much every other day or every day. So a little goes a long way. Did I feel any effects or differences in this, using this? Couldn't really tell you because, again, it is trial or travel size. So I would have to repurchase everything. And I almost forgot in the miscellaneous section, because it wasn't sitting in front of me, is my always period underwear. I finished 2 packs. I get these in my subscribe and save. They're a size large. I love them. They come in a pack of 7. For some reason, my time of the month has been reduced from like a week to now like maybe 3 or 4 days, which is amazing. So I only go through basically 1 pack every month, 1.5 packs every month, because that's literally all I use. Like, I keep pads and tampons for my guests, but this girl over here, she walking around in diapers. She ain't walking around with any other stuff on. So that's all of my empties for November. Let me know your thoughts. Any of these products you've used, any of these products are on subscribe and save for you, and just let me know. Drop it in the comments. Bye.